I want to get into the questions to ask agents. So when you start looking and you've decided on, yes, I want a 2-bedroom in this area or 3-bedroom and it has this and that, then these are the questions to start with talking to agents. Now, the key thing with agents is you need to be someone they want to sell to. People like to sell to someone they like. And what you need to understand is they don't always like their vendor. Often they don't. Vendors are cagey and uncomfortable dealing with agents as well as purchasers. So you want to go in as smiling, happy, normal, friendly, and ask lots of questions so they really like talking to you, because agents like to talk and like to sell. So this is really important. People get really scared off by doing this. I really want you to get in there and be the ones that they want to sell to. So how long has the property been on the market is really important, because you can check also, was it listed last year and then it's come back on, or what has happened with it? Now, recently, I gather, because the Victorian government put out extra land tax on a lot of investor properties, we've had a lot of people buy in the last little while. A lot of people, investors, are selling. I gather in Ballarat, 58 properties went on the market in a week, which basically decimating that market. So all those people who had investment properties go, well, we're just going to sell them because it's a waste of time for us. And now they'll really struggle. But you might see, well, how long has the property been on the market? Have they had any offers? Now, people go, oh, they'll just lie to me about it. No, they won't just lie to you if you ask really good questions, if you ask really specific questions. And if they like you, they'll tell you where to put your offer. So ask them about the area. Ask them why they work there, why they live there. It might be the only place they got a job. Remember, it's very easy to become a real estate agent, but they just like to sell and be with people and talk to them. So make it easy for them. What developments have you seen going on in the area? How old is the property for maintenance issues and problems? One of the biggest problems clients have had over time buying a property has been like a major tree next door, as then all the roots have gone in under the house and caused all these issues with plumbing and whatever. Well, you fix an issue like that and you don't get your money back on the resale. So you could end up dropping 20,000 once you bought a property if those sort of things are not good. So you want to make sure that if you're buying an older place particularly, that you have some room in the tank if you need to do any work, but check those things out quite carefully. Has the building any structural or other renovations, particularly those not covered by town planning? So we had a client buying a property in Brizzy last week, and she went and checked with the council because the lender came back and said, our valuer says there's an addition there of an extra deck and whatever, and it doesn't appear to be as part of the original building, so we want proof that it was done by a registered builder and it's been approved by town planning. And she'd already gone, luckily, to the council and had it checked all the building permits that had been done on that property and what had been occurred. Another client had bought, so we were good, no problem, we could prove it and it was all fine and we could purchase. Otherwise, if it's not council approved, so one client purchased a property that had a little granny flat out the back of her place, and she was thrilled because she goes, I can rent that out and blah, blah, blah. And as soon as she'd purchased, one of the neighbours complained about it to council. Council came by and said, well, that's not legal, so you'll have to remove that now. And she was like, but that was going to be my income. And they said, well, no, you have to remove it. So she had to negotiate and try and get it to stay and get it through council, and that was a huge pain. And she was an architect too, so she didn't do her proper checks. So it's really important if you're buying something that has stuff happening, get it checked properly. So was any work carried out by an owner builder? Generally you can tell if people have done work themselves, particularly the painting. You can see they just haven't done a very good job. Watch out, because if they've done the painting, have they done the electrics themselves too, or any of the plumbing? So you want to be sure that, oh, was this done by them? And then you go, no, I don't want that place. So you want to be careful on that. Has anyone else had a building and pest inspection carried out by a potential purchaser? Because then you might be able to buy that report half price if it's useful. So you can offer to purchase it if it was worth doing. How far is public transport, shops and schools and parks? These are the things that make a property grow in value. Transport, shops, schools and parks. They're the answer. If you've got them, if you've got your local coffee shop and you've got all the rest of it, then the place is much more likely to grow. If you don't have those available, you're buying too far away from those things, it can limit your growth factor. Unless you're looking at your apartment and there's 50,000 others of them in the same street, that can be a problem. In Victoria, we have what's called a Section 32. It's a terrific document because it shows the rates, any lease that was in place. If someone has a lease in place, as a first-time buyer particularly, but at any time, you want to be aware if you're collecting a tenant from someone else, are they paying? If they're currently, make sure they're actually paying the rent, or you might want vacant possession, and that's quite an important thing to put in the contract. I had a client told by an agent, oh, they're not paying the rent at the moment, but don't worry, we'll get them out once you own the property. Get them out once you own. They're already not paying. Why would I want to buy a property with a tenant who's not even paying now? Why would they pay me? Of course, we go, no, we're not buying that. No matter what you say about getting them out, you get them out before we settle. Thanks very much. And any development applications nearby, is there anything that's going to impact us? One key thing is this area subject to flood, bushfire, growth areas, infrastructure contribution, heritage overlay or landscaping overlay? Clients of ours sold the back half of their property in the Dandenongs, put up a fence, back half, sold it off, and then the people who bought it didn't check with council and they weren't allowed to build on it. So our clients got the money but still got basically use of the land. Very stupid. Do your research, do it really carefully. And it's too late once you purchase, there's no going back. You know what they say, buyer beware. This is the most important purchase of your life. It's a lot of money, don't mess it up from just doing it slackly. So that's why it's really important to have the right team around you. And that's why we have really good support services that come with our business. So would a quick settlement help? It's a great question. So I had a client trying to buy a property on the weekend and he goes, oh, the agent says 90 days is fine. I said, he's also told us that he has 40 people who've gone through this property a day ago and they're expecting all offers in 24 hours and you want to say on 90 days. No matter how much you offer, if you're offering the slowest settlement terms, you're much less likely to win the prize unless the vendor actually wants that. So you are going to ask, would a quick settlement help? Have they bought? Find out something about the vendor's circumstances because that will help you plan your offer. You know that they're maybe paying a mortgage here, they might be paying somewhere else as well, whatever happens. So you're trying to find out as much as you can about their circumstances. And often saying you can settle in 30 days will be the tipping point that helps someone take your offer, even if it's less money.